Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, good morning to each and every one of you. I'm excited about today's word. Hey, do me a favor before we get started. I need you to tag somebody in this. I need you to like this video, and most definitely, I need you to share. I'm excited about what God is doing, what He's about to do, and what He will do in and through your life as we continue with Turning the Page. May God bless you. I'll see you in just a moment. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, good morning to each and every one of you. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. Hey, fam, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I am excited upon this Tuesday morning just for another day's journey, just because God has allowed us to cross over into another week as we are now in the third week of this month. And in that, we ought to just give God praise and to give Him thanks. You ought to just thank God that He woke you up this morning, started you on your way. He has already breathed into you a fresh breath of life this morning that you and I have seen or experiencing a brand new day, a day that has never came before and will never ever be again. That's why we have to be able to cherish and accept this present moment. That's why it is a gift to be alive each and every day. And so in that, fam, we ought to just give God praise and to give Him thanks. Can you just thank God that you are clothed in your right mind? Can you begin to thank God that you have the activities of your limbs? Can you begin to thank God that He's been so good to you, that when you look back over your life, you can see that God has been exceedingly and abundantly merciful. He has been gracious. He has been kind. He has been loving, and He has been there all of the time. And in that, you ought to just give God praise and to give Him thanks for all that He's done, He's doing, and what He will do in your life. Fam, I am excited about this week. If you notice that we have been in this entire month, God has pulled us into a place of walking in our purpose, walking in our purpose. And when we started out this month, we begin to talk about walking in our purpose in righteousness. We begin to talk about we are right with God, in right standing, because when I know that I'm in right standing with Him, knowing that I'm not condemned, then I can stand tall and walk in my purpose. Last week, fam, we took a journey on learning our sonship or our daughtership, knowing that now that we are heirs of the throne, we are heirs of the kingdom. And in that, you are now not just an ordinary person, but you are a person that has now sonship, and you are now engrafted into a family. And so with that, you ought to just be grateful and thankful. And upon this week, God, as we begin to talk about our sonship this week, God has led me to a place of talking about from our pain to our purpose. Yes, I said that, from our pain to our purpose. My anchor scripture for this week is really nestled in the book of James. The book of James. James is the very brother of Jesus. Could you imagine that one of your siblings is the Messiah? Could you imagine in your mind that one of your siblings is the Son of the living God? But in this, he experienced what Jesus did and all that he was, even from a kid up until the moment that he was crucified, and even after the resurrection, he got to experience all that Jesus was, and it is in his life. But he starts off in the book of James. James is one of the apostles that followed Jesus, and he began to lean in, and he says this: consider it nothing but joy, my brothers and sisters, when we fall into various trials. Be assured that the testing of your faith through experience, I'm coming out of the amp because we're teaching this morning, God, through the experience produces endurance. God, I bless you, leading to spiritual maturity and inner peace. And he says, so, and let the endurance have its perfect results, and do a thorough work, so that you may be perfect and completely developed, in your faith, lacking nothing. Fam, let me tell you, can I just help you out just in case you got to drop off sooner or later? Just in case you got to drop off real soon, let me give you what I'm going to tell you this week as we walk through this. Your pain was a purpose so that you can walk in the destiny. Let me tell you, what you have been through in your life was a setup. It built you. It has made you who you are. And in that, you are now stronger. You are now wiser because God does not waste anything. So it was about your pain. It was about the things that you have been through that God has now prepped you because it was all a part of your purpose. Fam. Just because we are walking in our purpose does not mean that we are exempt or void of pain. Can I help you? I know many of us, one thing that we all have in common is that, God, I bless you, is that the pains that we have been through in life, the things that we have been through, many of us have suffered grief. Many of us have lost loved ones. Many of us have went through some hard times and some trials and tribulations, but there is a purpose in our pain. God, I bless you. There is a purpose in our pain, and it was to build us. See, some of us are carrying the scars of betrayal and rejection and abandonment and trauma while answering the call of God that is on our lives. But this week, fam, we're going to walk out some things because I need to help you understand that it was all necessary. God, I bless you. It was all necessary. Can I help you right here? Your pain does not disqualify you from the purpose nor the destiny that God has for you. Did you hear what I just said? I said that your pain does not disqualify you. Your pain does not disqualify you from the purpose or the destiny that God has for you. What that pain does, it actually fuels, God, I bless you, it actually fuels your purpose to be in right position for your peace. God, I bless you. It puts you in position. But many of us, we allow our pain to paralyze us. We get stuck in that moment. We get stuck right there looking back up, and we find ourselves complaining about the pain that we have been through. Can I help you? Can I help you this morning? Where you complain is where you remain. Thank you, Apostle, for that one. Where you complain is where you remain. And sometimes it's because of the pain that we have been through. We find ourselves complaining, but really it was just that God was using the pain to cultivate us, to bring us into the place that will launch us, that will give us the fuel, that will be that thing that lights the torch up under us to get us into the purpose that He's called us to. As we unpack this all this week, we're going to look at some points this week about powerful pains, powerful points, and how our pain is really pushing us to purpose. Can I help you? We first have to dive into a place letting us know that purpose can be conceived in pain. God, I bless you. Purpose can sometimes be conceived in pain. It's out of those painful moments of your life that you have said, you know what? I'm tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of going through this cycle. I told you there's a difference between cycles and seasons. I've told you that. When you get tired of going through cycles, it will be out of that pain. It will be out of that frustration. It will be out of that moment that you no longer say that, you know what, I'm going to just let this thing just keep me going in circles. That now I stand up and I walk in the purpose that God has for me. When we understand that God, every pain point that we have in our lives is not just for us to waddle in, but it is to launch us out. That's when we'll begin to move towards the purpose that God has for us. In Genesis, the 50th chapter, we're talking about the story of Joseph. We're talking about Joseph and his brothers that really put him in the pit. The Bible records for us that there was a young man named Joseph. He was favored by his father. I wish I had time to walk through that whole passage in that whole. It is so rich. But in that, because of the favor that is over your life, people have looked at you funny. People have called you out. They have called you crazy. They have called told you all of these other names just because there is favor on your life. We find that Joseph in the book of Genesis, that he had favor, that his father made him a coat of many colors. And just because that he had a special gift, a special ability about him, that he began to be, sometimes theologians may say, a little bit more excited, that he was excited about his gift and he never should have told out the dreams that he had. But sometimes there is something that in us that we feel like we need to share with those that are closest around us. And we find out they are the ones that sometimes bring us the most pain. Yes, I said that. Yes, yes, yes. Sometimes it's our parents. Sometimes it's our siblings. Sometimes it's our cousins, our aunties, are those that are of the same bloodline that we are, that cause us the most pain because they simply don't understand who we really are in God. God, I bless you. Why? Because there is a purpose over my life. Because I know that I am a son of God. Because I know that I stand in the righteousness of Him. That I got to also understand that I won't be liked by everybody. That sometimes is a painful point because that we allow that portion of rejection to sit in our lives because we're trying to fit into places that where God is calling us to stand out. He says in this story, there is Joseph, that after he told his brothers about this dream that he had, they got very jealous of him and they threw him in a pit. God, I bless you. I know many people have left you for dead, thought that you would never make it this far in your life. They thought, God, I'm talking to somebody. They have watched you and tried to see your demise and really played against everything that God had already ordained. But can I just help you right here and just to let you know, no one can stop the plan of God that is over your life. God, I bless you. No one can stop the plan of God that is over your life. It was his own family that put him in a pit. It was his own family that sold him into slavery. God, I bless you. Sometimes you got to watch even your family members. We always talk about our friends, but let me tell you something. Some of our friends could really replace our family members if we really was honest. But you've got to know who's around you. Everybody that is by your side is not on your side. That is including your family. Some folks will sell you out. God, I bless you. Some folks will talk about you behind your back and set you up. But in this, you got to learn how to manage the pain. You've got to learn how to manage the pain even through those moments. God, even through the moments of God, but they family. God, I bless you. He says in this, after they had sold him into the slavery, we all know that he went to Potiphar's house, and there he was lied on. He was cast in prison, and now after that, he was erected to a high place back in the temple, in Pharaoh's house, in the palace. Excuse me, and in that he now sits at a place. But see, sometimes this is where you and I sometimes still struggle because it's hard for us to let go of the pain that a person has put us through because God is really trying to position us to help them out. God, I bless you. In this, he now is confronted with the very ones that hurt him. How will you act when the very ones that hurt you, the very ones that have sold you out, how will they now? God, I bless you. See, God got a way of turning things around. And God got a way of turning things around that the same people that hurt you, now they need you. God, I bless you. Have you ever known somebody that just, did you wrong, and then all of a sudden, now they want to come back a crop? God, I bless you. Crawling and creeping up. God, I was tripping. I got to, I was this, that, and another. But in that, the real test is how you will handle the pain that they caused in your life. See, he said, Joseph said in the 20th verse, in the 50th chapter of the book of Genesis, he says, and you intended it for harm. Oh God, I bless you. But God intended it for my good. See, you got to understand that every pain point that you have went through was not a pushback, but it was a setup for a great comeback in your life. See, you got to understand that sometimes where the enemy may have tried you, where the enemy may have lied upon you, where the enemy may have caused things to happen in your life, you got to know that God is setting you up for better. And he says, because what you really did, you brought me to this position so that I can save many lives. See, many of you Many of you, we get paralyzed because of the pain. This morning, I'm giving you a fresh IV. God, I bless you. I'm bringing you back to life. I'm sending the fire of revival unto you. See, that word revival really means to resuscitate, means to bring back to life. It means that you get unstuck from a place. That means that I've got to speak life into you in this moment, because many of us have been stuck in the place of our last pain point. Um, 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 Many of us have been stuck in that place of our last pain point. Um, but today, you've got to understand that um, that once you allow the grips of the pain to let you go, God, I bless you, you'll see that it was all necessary for who God is calling you to be. Um, 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 Don't allow anybody to steal your dreams. Don't allow anybody, the pain of life, to diminish the call that is on your life. Don't allow the things that you have been through in your life, the pain, to keep you stuck. God is calling us into a deeper place. Um, Joseph was anointed, but also afflicted. Um, it's okay to be see, they don't teach you this in church because they want you to fake it till you make it. But as I was in a class last night, and I began to tell them that Jesus bled on the cross, and even in that did not diminish. God, I bless you. It did not diminish who he was, the authority that he stood in, or nothing else. See, we've got to be able to release the pain. See, many of us, we have mastered the art of suppression. And when you suppress certain feelings and certain emotions down on the inside of you, you trying to keep quiet, you trying to be a cool, calm, and collective, all it is, it sets up to be a ticking time bomb, because sooner or later, the top will blow. God, I bless you. And in that, you've got to be able to say, God, help me manage my pain, so I can use it for fuel for my purpose. You can be anointed and afflicted. Paul, he reminds us this in the book of Corinthians, that he says, this thorn that I have in my flesh, God, I bless you, I'm afflicted, God, there is something about me. And he still says, my grace is sufficient. I'm not moving it out your way. God, I bless you. What you're going to have to do is learn how to manage life sometimes from a painful place. You can be anointed and afflicted. God, I bless you. You don't know. God, I wish somebody would just grab a hold of that. You can be anointed and afflicted, but it's all in how you manage the pain. Um, 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 you can be chosen and still chained. God, I bless you. It was Paul again. That was Paul and Silas that were in jail. They were in jail. They were in physical chains. They were in a place that was being locked. But it did not negate the call nor the purpose that was over your life. God, I bless you. It did not. It did not negate the call or the purpose that was over their life. You can be chosen and still chained. From the pit to the palace. God used the pain that he was in to press him into purpose. What pain points are keeping you from reaching the destiny that God has for you? When we hear the word peace, I'm just about through, because we got a long way to go this week. And in this, we're going to dive into the places of saying that God is going to use our brokenness. God, I bless you, to birth power in us. You don't understand how powerful you really are. You don't understand that the authority that you really walk in. Because if you really did, you wouldn't allow, God, I bless you, pain points to keep you stuck in a place. When you think of the word peace, we think of everything that is calm around us. We think of a mindset. Um, but if we're just truthfully honest, sometimes I can have peace and still be in pain. Oh, yes. Because peace does not mean the absence of pain. It does not mean the absence of pain, but it now lets me know that I serve a God, I trust in a God that will help me manage that place of my painful moments. That he'll help me manage those things. He'll help me. He'll help me carry the burden. He'll help me carry the weight of that painful moment. Um, Fam, I got to ask you a question this morning before I get out of here. I got work I need to do. I'm trying to keep my job. Can I ask you a question? What painful moments have you paralyzed? Has you paralyzed in this moment? What painful moments has you stuck and saying, God, I need to move forward. But this thing that happened in my childhood, this thing that is constantly in me, God, that keeps rising up, God, this trigger, that whatever this painful moment is, you've got to be able to say, God, here it is. God, I'm giving it to you. Um, God, it's been rejection that has kept us in a place. God, it's been the betrayal that has kept me in a place. Father, it's been the abandonment that has kept me in a place. Father, it's been the trauma that has kept me in the place. Father, it has been the trials and tribulations of life, God, that has kept me in the place. And those things have caused me pain. And so this one, God, I'm giving it all to you. Trusting God's sovereignty in the midst of your suffering is key to walking out your purpose. Trusting God in his all powerful, all knowing self um, is key, it's paramount to walking through the painful places of suffering in our lives. Like Joseph, I'll give you this, I got to go. Like Joseph, we must learn to rest in divine intention. We must rest in the divine intention that even when your story, y'all ready, feels unfair, knowing that God still has a purpose for my life. Many of us have looked over our lives and felt that life has been unfair. God, why did I go through this? Why did I have to? Why? And the things that have caused us pain in our hearts, things that have caused us pain. Could it be that God was really using that to push us to the purpose that he has for us? Fam, fam, I am excited to uncover some of the pain points that we have so that we can fully walk in our purpose, that we don't allow no stumbling blocks. We allow the hand of God to continuously lead us. Why? Because James reminds us that that be assured that the testing of our faith, it is a testing that presses us into the purpose, that produces endurance, that produces us to press in and to press on, and into leading us into that maturity and leading us into that inner peace within us so that we can live for God in every aspect, in every way of our lives. Fam, we're traveling, we're walking, we're moving into the purpose that God has for us. Fam, I'm excited. I'm excited about this week. Tomorrow, we're going to talk a little bit. I think I said it before, but I think we're going to talk a little bit about God uses our brokenness to birth power in us. God uses our brokenness to birth power in us. Fam, let's walk this out together because, hey, we walk in it one way or another. Let me tell you, life is just a journey. Life is going to continuously move on. So why not walk in the purpose that God has already deemed over our lives? I'm excited to see you walk in all that God has for you. Fam, I got to run. So may God bless you on today. May God keep you on today. May he continue to his face forever shine upon you on today as you walk out in your purpose. Release the pain. so that you can walk in purpose in him. Fam, I love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. God bless y'all. Hey, fam. Hey, share this live. Share this live. Somebody is dealing with pain and they feel stuck. Somebody's been dealing with some things. I can go through scripture after scripture about how Jesus healed those that were in pain. And all he said was, take up thy bed and walk. Many of us, to come out of pain is just simply by standing up and taking a leap of faith and walking it out in him. Fam, I'm here to help you lead and here to help you walk out that purpose which God has deemed over your life. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. God bless. Hey fam, I hope that word has really blessed you. I hope that word is set up on your heart. I hope that word is just already beginning to bubble up on the inside of you so that it transforms, it begins to inspire and begins to encourage you. Hey fam, meet me right back here tomorrow as we continue with Turning the Page. God bless.